Live. Where are we located right now?
Delaware.
We are in Delaware. Okay. We're driving to Florida, as you guys know. And what's that I see? Breaking news: Rams just signed an absolute stud of a safety in Kamren Curl, one of my favorite safeties in the league. I feel like first off, he should have been way more. He should have cost probably 13 million a year. Instead, they get him at 2 years, 13 million. Man, he's awesome. And the thing about him is that I was actually kind of seeing a lot of Quentin Lake. Him becoming Kamren Curl in a sense. Kamren Curl, seventh rounder out of Arkansas, has really turned into a stud in the NFL. And the thing about Curl is he's great in the run game. I mean, he's probably the best run supportive safety in football. At least he's up in the top three. So to get this guy, he is an absolute stud. I don't know what this means for John Johnson or, what they do there, but I know that, you can expect Quentin Lake to play the star position. They do want to have three safeties, and, Russ Yeast started last year, so I think they'd be comfortable having Russ Yeast. So I think this honestly means goodbye to Jordan Fuller. But in that case, Kamren Curl is a massive upgrade, and I really like Jordan Fuller, and I'd love to, see him back, and I've said that. I just put out a video, as you guys know. I didn't just put it out. I recorded earlier, but I dropped it. I think it dropped at 9. The moves I wanted to see, and I mentioned Ryan Neal. Kamren Curl is an absolute stud. I didn't think he'd be on their radar. I didn't think they'd be willing to spend this much on, a safety. They don't pay this position typically. They've let guys like Rodney McLeod and, I just all sorts of guys, honestly. Mark Alexander, for one, Mo Alexander, TJ McDonald. I mean, they've let safeties go before, LaMarcus Joyner. So to see them pay decent money for a starting safety is something. But to see them get a guy like Kamren Curl is something else. I'm a big fan of this, man. I really am. I think this is one of those, you hear Les Snead say weight-bearing walls, when talking about, the whole remodel, right? I think this is one of your weight-bearing walls potentially. Signs a 2-year deal, could potentially be a guy that they sign long-term. He's only 24 years old. So they're getting, one of the better safeties, period, in the league. But on the market, he was by far the best, I think. I mean, I just didn't think he'd be an option. So to get a guy like that who, this past year, don't even look at, the PFF grades and stuff like that for this year. That secondary was brutal, okay? When they traded away Montez Sweat and Chase Young mid-season, that secondary fell off a cliff. You even saw Kendall Fuller, who had a really good year. Even still, this is somebody that, he started to struggle down the stretch. Benjamin St. Juste, even the rookie that I was really high on, Emmanuel, Forbes. I watched this Washington defense, and that secondary fell apart at the end of the season, but it wasn't because of them. It's what happens when you trade away all your pass rushers. So you look at Curl in 2022, and that is really what stands out to me. Because, we always hear the whole take the money and run approach, right? So a guy, say, he's in a contract year, and of course he has his best season because he wants to get paid. Well, the thing about Curl is his best season was 2022, and he wasn't going to get paid. So, this is somebody that's really what he is. I mean, he's a great run defender, probably the best in the league at that. But he also really developed as a coverage safety in 2022. So I'm a big fan of this. I think this is a great move. And to get Darius Williams, Kamren Curl, Jonah Jackson, Colby Parkinson, re-sign Kevin Dotson, I think the Rams are cooking right now. This is awesome. This is really good stuff. And, obviously I've said there's going to be some stuff coming out on Friday. So you'll have to wait to see that. But, this is somebody that can play in the box. This is somebody that can play single high. I think he's going to fit well. He's versatile. I think, you could even have him alternating between him and, Quentin Lake. So he can play deep safety, he can play in the box. He can kind of do it all. And not only that, but you're getting a guy in Kamren Curl that can be a leader in the back end of the secondary if need be. I'm just so impressed by the Rams doing this. This isn't something that they normally don't do. Pay safeties. But yeah, I love this. DHP, thank you so much for the $5. Do you know if the Rams are bringing out new uniforms? I hope they bring out the 70s yellow uniforms. Can confirm they are not having new uniforms this year. That needed to be filed, whatever the uniform policy is. Their change needed to be filed with the league way sooner, and it is not. So unfortunately, no uniforms this year. I don't know if next year sounds like the plan, but we'll see what ends up happening. But no uniforms this year. I can confirm that. You can't sleep tonight? Sorry. Any chance we re-sign Akello? I hope so. Can say both parties are interested. Okay, Akello wants to be a Ram, and the Rams want Akello. But like any sort of free agency, contract dispute, whatever, Akello has his price, and the Rams have theirs. And so this is something I anticipate. It could take into the second or third wave of free agency. We could see it after the draft. I think Akello is worth $8 to $10 to $12 million. The way the market is, seeing Kendall Fuller, he gets around 8. I think that's really where Akello will be based on that. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But I hope he is back, because if he's not, you lose that length and you have a bunch of kind of smaller corners. You definitely want to have that size on the outside, and Akello offers something no one else on the market offers. First off, familiarity with the scheme. Second, he's going to go out there and he's going to play at his 6'3" frame, run a 4.3, have the recovery speed to come back and make a play on the ball, even if he's quote unquote burned. But he plays from the trail. This is a methodical player. Obviously, just talking with him, you could tell he's very intelligent, really one step ahead. So it would be a shame not to have Akello, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people are like, just draft a corner. It's not that easy. That's one of the toughest positions to come into the league and play as a rookie. So, look, I really, I'd really like Akello back. I'll just say that. But yeah, I'm very excited about Kamren Curl. Very excited. So, bring back the old school helmets. I like the new helmets. My father's next to me. He would probably agree with you, but did we extend Jones? Not yet. I heard that could be coming decently soon. The thing about Ernest Jones' extension, guys, just know it's probably not going to free up any cap. He's already at extremely low value right now, or high value, low cap hit. So an extension isn't really going to help you there. So just be aware of that. That's why the extension will come, but it probably won't take place on the cap until next year. Yeah, I'm... Break down Kamren Curl's game for someone who's unfamiliar, says Timothy. Well, let me just put it this way. Kamren Curl was one of the top safeties in all of football in 2022 by PFF. In 2023, he was playing really well. And then I almost said the Redskins. The Commanders traded away their 2 best pass rushers. So now there's not enough, there's not a lot of time that, these guys have. The ball's just getting out, quickly, and it's hard to cover. So when you don't have pass rushers, making it harder, making it difficult, that's what can happen. And so, really Curl, I would say, is a top 10 safety in football. And he's young, and he fits well because the Rams play a lot of match zone. And we saw Jordan Fuller thrive at times in that. I think when you look at a guy like Kamren Curl, he is going to thrive in match zone. They're going to use him in different ways. He can blitz. He's just excellent in the run game. And that's something that you'll notice immediately. Because that's something, Jordan Fuller was solid, but you haven't seen a safety on the Rams that can, come up and play the run the way Kamren Curl can. So I'm very excited to see that. Jake, you are an absolute legend. Your hard work and dedication are impressive. Appreciate you. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for the $10. Does this mean Fuller's gone? I think it likely does. I think John Johnson, people don't give him enough credit. In zone coverage last year, or this past year, he had a 42 targeted passer rating. That's one of the lowest, or, obviously that's good to be low in that. It's one of the lowest of all safeties in the league. I just don't think people give John Johnson enough credit for what he was able to do down the stretch for the Rams. So I'd love to see them bring him back, and they both have interest in each other, so we'll see what ends up happening there. To me, I think this deal signals John Johnson is back. Jordan Fuller's probably going to be a Carolina Panther based on the fact he's currently meeting with them. And that's how I see that. Yeah, 2 years, $13 million for Kamren Curl is an absolute freaking steal. I mean, that is bizarre. Not something I expected. To overcome the Darius Williams run defense deficiencies. I like your thinking, Jack, because, yeah, Darius Williams could be a lot better in the run game. But, I mean, this is a great player. Regardless, he's I mean, we haven't seen a safety that can play the run like this since, what, Adam Archuleta? Aeneas Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Who was better against the run?
I'm not sure.
Well, Aeneas Williams had more range. I'd probably say Adam Archuleta. No, Shimigo Atagwe might have actually been.
That's actually.
Yeah, this is the best safety the Rams have had since Shimigo Atagwe. I feel confident saying that. So to get him for 2 years, $13 million is absolutely insane. JJ, I think JJ would cost less. I think it'd be like 1 year, $2 million, 1 year, $3 million. I do think they want to add edge. Yeah, the signing's really something. What's up, Briley? I've been well. What about a kicker? Looks like they're going to go in the draft for a kicker. I can't see them signing anybody. You want Jared Verse? I like Jared Verse. I like that he played at UAlbany and then transferred to FSU. And he's more of a, I'd say he's more of a power rusher. To me, I think Latu's the best pass rusher in this draft. A-Dog, I'm with you. To me, 24-year-old Chase Young, by the way, was teammates with Kamren Curl. I don't know if that plays any role in that, but that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm very happy about this. Honestly, I'll go out there and say this is my favorite move of the offseason the Rams have made. Like, I mean, I think the thing that's really cool is you're giving, and keep in mind, like everyone's getting on the Rams for the defense and the lack thereof, and you're giving a rookie defensive coordinator a chess piece that could be interchangeable with another chess piece in Quentin Lake. Like, they are so high on Quentin Lake that, like, I mean, I've heard things like where they look at him like a Kamren Curl, right? So if they have two of those guys on the team, guys that can cover, guys that can come up and play the run like that, guys that can blitz, I mean, that's scary. That's very scary. Yeah, it's, man. What will happen with Carson Wentz? I'm not really sure. I hope he's back, but I don't know for sure. I could see Mike Thomas. Not the former Ram. SoCal88, thank you so much for the $5. Jake, I'm glad they got Sty, but why is Edge still last? Also, any news on Wentz? No news on Wentz. Edge market went a little bit quicker than I think the Rams anticipated, which I get because this has been kind of an unprecedented offseason. with free agency. This is the first time we've ever seen, a period like that where you're talking about, essentially, you have the tampering, the legal tampering, and it's like free agency. Oh, there's the light. Um, I am in the dark, but the legal tampering period essentially was free agency, which we haven't seen, right? We have not seen in that case. I think it's dead. I don't know. We have not seen in that case. We have not seen that many signings. So to see that many signings, to see that much money being spent that quickly, I don't know if anyone could have predicted that. So, see if that's any better. No, it is worse. Okay, well. There we go. All right. Do I want the Rams to draft a DB or edge at 19? I want them to trade up. I've made this very clear. I am not going off this. I want them to trade up and get Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu, or if Fuaga wants to play left tackle, Fuaga. I think just looking back, the last time the Rams had a legitimate dynasty or closest thing to it was the Gray Show on Turf. And when they got Orlando Pace, that was the start. They already had Isaac Bruce. They went out and got Marshall Faulk. They had Orlando Pace, obviously Kurt Warner. Torrey Holt they drafted. To me, I think you got to get a left tackle. And I like Alec Jackson. I always say this. People are like, you don't like Alec Jackson? I do. I've talked to him. He's a nice guy. I want him back. But if you have a chance to get a blue chip prospect like a Joe Alt, who's 6'8" and who's just a wall in pass protection, and has played at a big name school in Notre Dame, has gone up against top competition and has just bullied it. I mean, why do you not do that? When, if you're the Rams, you have to assume that you're going to be picking way later next year, right? Well, if that's the case, then why do you care about where you're picking? At that point, I would just trade the pick away. You've already done how many drafts without a first-round pick? So, trade 2025 away. Keep your whole draft intact. Don't give up another pick. You have 11 picks. Keep that. But move up from 19 and trade up and get Joe Alt or Fashanu or Fuaga if he'll play left tackle. Let's see. How much money do the Rams have left? Got to be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't have a clue when it comes to this move. I would imagine they're negative, but that's probably not possible. No, it is because they're cap compliant. At the deadline, they were cap compliant when the league year started, so they can go over the cap for now. Would love Joe Alt, but I think he's gone. Maybe Tennessee gets him. Yeah, I think it really depends. I think today, good news if you're on the train that the Rams need to go out and get an offensive tackle. The good news for you is that the Chargers made it very clear they're going to draft a wide receiver because they traded away Keenan Allen, and yesterday they released Mike Williams. So because of that, Chargers will not be drafting a tackle. Arizona likely won't draft a tackle because they just signed they signed Jonah Williams. So that's good. They have, Paris Johnson there. So then, obviously the other picks, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st are going to be quarterbacks. So when you think about it, now you're looking at the Giants. Rumors are the Giants are looking at a quarterback or a wide receiver. They don't need a tackle. They signed Illuminor. They have Evan Neal. They have Andrew Thomas. So then you have Tennessee. And I'm just praying that Tennessee picks up DJ Humphries, who was just cut by the Cardinals. Because if that's the case, then the Rams could use that little relationship they have with the Atlanta Falcons and be like, hey, you took half our coaching staff, Raheem. Why don't you give us the 8th pick? And, you move up and you get your left tackle of the future. So that's what I would do. But Fashanu got small hands. Does that bother you? Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I don't think he has small hands. I mean, compared to like Alt, they're not huge, but yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game, folks. Got to keep you up to date. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I absolutely love this. We have 542 people right now live.
Wow.
542. But we only have 64 likes, so I don't know what y'all are doing, but hit that thumbs up. Vacation has not even started yet, technically. We're on the way.
Well, we vacated, so.
Yeah, well, okay, we vacated, but we're, what, 13 hours away from our destination?
Yeah.
So.
Well, not including all the little 15-minute cat naps.
Oh, yeah.
And if the Rams keep making deals like this in the middle of the night, there won't be any napping.
That's true. Let's see. You guys smash the like button, 500 people on here? Yeah, you tell them. Let's get that thing up there. Also, do me a favor after this, okay? My co-host, Alexis Kraft, made her debut on Bleacher Report, filling in for me. So first off, shout out to her. She did a great job, by the way. I watched it while I was packing. Definitely check it out because it's was reposted on her channel, Alexis Kraft. Definitely after this, don't even waste a second. You guys want your Rams fix? Go over there. Be sure to subscribe to her channel. We'll see if she continues to post content probably not at the rate I do, but go over there. She's got the video there. Watch that. It's about 30 minutes long. And, throw a nice comment in there. Make her night. But don't tell her I sent you. Just do it. You don't have to tell her I sent you. Let's see. Appreciate that, Evan. You're not familiar with Cam's game. He's really good at football. Really good. And again, young, 24 years old, 2-year deal, not a 3-year deal. So not, but 2-year deal. Again, 2 years, 13 million. I mean, him, Quentin Lake, Darius Williams. I mean, if Kobe Durant goes back to rookie year, Kobe, they're going to be in really good shape. And let's not forget, I mean, Trey Tomlinson, we were all talking about him all off season. He went head on with Devontae Adams in those joint practices. Held his own, So I haven't forgotten about him. And look, I understand you guys get on Darion Kendrick, but I think the guy has a lot of talent. I think really the problem with corner is that if you're not 100% awesome all the time, you're going to get hate. And I say 97% of the time he does the right thing. The 3% is so, eye-opening that that's all people focus on. But Kendrick has talent, and so does Kobe Durant, for sure. Let's see here. Ruiz, thank you for the $2. Joe Alt gets drafted O-line named Great Wall of SoFi. I'm here for it. Anthony, thank you for the 2. You think there are more moves to come? Yes, there will definitely be more moves to come. And again, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they want to restructure Matthew Stafford and make his cap hit next year over $60 million, but, they might do it. Did Witherspoon sign anywhere yet? He did not yet. Should I interview Les Snead? I mean, I'd love to. Let's see. Yeah, that's another thing. To your point, Darion Kendrick is still very young. Yeah. You gotta have the dedication. Because I knew when that dropped, I didn't waste time. I did not waste time. The one thing I did was I put together, just because I wasn't sure. I've never gone live like this before since they added it, the features and stuff. Because I know now they're pushing this on, if you're on, shorts. So if you're in the shorts feed, now they push this vertical content. Might start doing this a little bit more. But, you know, I threw together a picture of, you know, Kamren Curl. I'll probably put together a regular, you know, like while we're driving, I'll go on Canva and just put together like a usual format thumbnail. So hopefully it's more clickable than just a picture of the player. I don't really like that. Ruiz says, shout out Papa Ellenbogen. Let's see. Justin Simmons. All right, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they go after Justin Simmons. This is a pretty big move. If they did that, I don't know. That would be crazy. Let's see. I mean, I'd love Simmons to join. I wouldn't be against it. Well, the problem is, I know some of you aren't on Twitter. That's where the signing showed up. Darius, you're the man. Thank you so much for the $20, my friend. What's up, bro? I know you can't say anything about the news tomorrow, but can you at least say it's good or bad news? Also, any news on Wentz? Enjoy the vacation. So, I hate to say this after you just donated $20, but I literally cannot say anything more on that. Any news on Wentz? Unfortunately, no, nothing there. I mean, that's not necessarily bad, right? We've seen a lot of backup quarterbacks go off the market. Haven't heard anything about Wentz. That means he's still available. I think the Rams do want him back. So, you know, there's that. And I'm sure he wants to come back. If he has a chance to start somewhere, though, he's going to leave like Baker did. So, and I can't blame him. And thank you for telling me to enjoy the vacation. I will. Noah, thank you for the 2. What do I think this means for John Johnson? I think this is a good spot for John Johnson. That's what I think. I think he has a chance to be a part of this. You know, that's exciting. So I'm hopeful, you know. Let's see. Also, I mean, it's not that we have it in the works or anything like it's going to be guaranteed, but I did make contact with John Johnson. We are going to try to get something together, a little collab. So, you know, look out for that at some point. Let's see. How does this signing affect LeBron's legacy?
Good question.
Oh, man. Do you think the front office has identified any players that they've deemed to be a Byron Young / Kobe Turner type player that we could steal in the third? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because you could see those guys. You can see them. When you're watching the film, you're like, yeah. Like, I remember Alexis and I interviewed this guy by the name of Max Crosby. You've probably heard of him. And Max Crosby was coming out of Eastern Michigan. And he had a good combine. And I was like, is he just an athlete? And, you know, then I go and I watch the tape and I'm like, oh, this guy, he's really good. And then we interviewed him, and then all of a sudden, you know, he started popping off. And mock drafts that had him going in the 6th and 7th round. Now he's going in the 3rd round, you know. There have been guys like that. Like another great example, right? Another guy we interviewed, Alex Highsmith out of Charlotte, I want to say. Highsmith is a guy that I wanted the Rams to draft as well as Max Crosby. And Highsmith has become a staple of the Pittsburgh Steelers pass rush across from TJ Watt. And he showed that he's not just a product of TJ Watt. This is somebody that is really freaking good. Like when TJ Watt's out, he still produces. So these are guys that kind of, you know, okay, you get them in the mock draft machines in the 6th round, and teams are like, nah, he's a 3rd rounder, you know. But at the same time, there are guys that fall into that 3rd round where, you know, you have a team like the Rams, for instance, that are like Kobe Turner, that guy's going to be a franchise piece for us. So, yeah, to answer your question. Okay. Whoa, we got a lot of comments. Man, you guys showed out. Justin Fields behind Matthew, Jake. I don't think the Rams will trade for Justin Fields, but I wouldn't be against it if they could make it work. This is not the move I've been hinting at. No. No. Can't you tell? I'm acting like I'm like excited. Like, I mean, it's kind of like shocking. I wasn't expecting this. Papa Ellenbogen, who is your team for NFL, NBA, MLB, and college?
Well, Rams, of course. I think that's how this guy got into the Rams. Yankees, MLB, Lakers. I grew up, in the 80s, actually 70s and 80s, in Southern California. So that's how I became a Rams and Lakers fan. But I was already a Yankees fan because I was born in New York. Moved out there when I was a little kid. And actually was neighbors with Jim Youngblood. That's how I became a Rams fan. And then Kansas. I've got big family ties in Kansas. My uncle actually hired Larry Brown as the coach there in the 80s. And my cousin was a ball boy on the 88 championship team. My other uncle was the fire marshal for 20 years. He just retired recently. Got us on the floor of the Allen Fieldhouse. And any other teams? I think that was it. Yeah.
NFL, NBA, MLB, and college. Yeah, that covers it.
Yep.
You didn't say NHL. Then my dad would have been like, I don't have an NHL.
I was a Kings fan, and now I don't really follow the NHL.
He likes the Vegas Knights because of me. Do you see where I get that camera confidence or, I don't know, charisma from? He just, I just threw it over to him. He didn't even know, and he was just went off there. Let's see. Oh, shit, neighbors with Youngblood? That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope.
He was cool. Nice guy.
Ruiz, I appreciate that. I still have no idea about what game I'll be going to. Obviously, they haven't really, released the games yet. The man, the myth, the legend. Yes. Yeah, someday I think we need to do a father-son, Rams show.
Sure.
I feel like that needs to be a thing. Not like a full committed thing, but like an episode or something.
Mm-hmm.
Chop to LA confirmed. Am I holding you up?
No, I'll move when I'm ready.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure. Is Curl a day one starter? Oh, yeah. 100%. The question is he going to wear a C on his chest? That's the real question. I just think a move like that just shows so much aggression, but in a good way. You don't make that move if you're you're half-assing it. No, you make that move if you're okay, we have a Super Bowl window. It's closing. Have you talked to the... Oh, you deleted your comment before I could answer, Payne. This is not the big news we've been waiting for. I have an authoritative vibe about me. Thank you. Thoughts on Jordan Fuller? I really like Jordan Fuller, and I hate to see the last Rams game that he was, I guess, there for, but not playing. His last Rams game is him watching on the sidelines as the Rams lose a tough one to the Lions, but, What's the news related to? Well, come on, I can't say that. Authoritative, yes. I'm trying to read all the comments. Don't judge me on that. So, yes. Friday. Laiatu is a dog. All right, actually, I got to ask you. So, Latu had a neck injury that Washington, their medical staff, forced him to medically retire, right? Then he goes to UCLA. He transfers there. They clear him. Said it was totally fine. Maybe a little bit like on the precaution and all that side. And he's been the best pass rusher in college the last 2 years. Would you draft him at 19?
19.
Does that neck injury like scare you enough to be
It scares me, but I would certainly need to do my due diligence. But I know we've got a good medical staff, so
that's true, best in the league, or at least one of them. Yeah, and that's not one of those like it's not a big deal. Like, I mean, he was medically retired, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think about Latu? He is the best pass rusher, I think, in this draft. I do feel confident in saying that. Alex, Alex, how we doing? Appreciate the 5. Yo, shout out Papa Bogan for being a legend and raising an exemplary human being and content creator for our favorite team. Get the likes up, y'all. Appreciate that, man. It's your 10th super chat. That's cool. It keeps track of how many you've sent. Yes, let's get the likes up. 505 people in here. 148 likes. Because you get the likes up, and then people are more likely to watch the replay of it. Because the algorithm will push it. It's also known as the thumbs up. So when they say the likes up, just hit the thumbs up button. Draft the 40 time would be like a Tyreek Hill. I don't think there's an edge that runs a Tyreek Hill 40 time. You like Verse more than Latu? Okay, I get that. Latu got owned by Fuaga. That's true. Let's see. Is there any way I can do a poll? I don't want. Oh, there is. Okay. Let's do this. Be a little bit more engaging. So, do you like the? Oh my God, I can't. Fat thumbs. Do you like the Kamren Curl signing? Yes or no? Let's see what. Is there a way for me to follow that, or are they just gonna be like, yeah? You started a poll. Oh, okay. Here we go. 95% so far like it out of 42 votes. Now 79 votes. I just read versus Versace. I was like, what? Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Dude, I have no idea why they didn't re-sign Kamren Curl. I have no idea. I wouldn't have let a 24-year-old star safety leave. And he's that guy. So he has no Pro Bowls or All Pros. And this is I'm actually going to make a larger point here. This is why when we're talking about like Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, and like why like these accolades don't matter when it comes to the Hall of Fame. It's all opinion based. I mean, there's a year, Dad, you know which one. Isaac Bruce had what, 1738?
Yeah.
Or 1781?
I don't remember the exact number.
I think it's
slipping in my old age.
It's either 1738 or 1781. Total, receiving yards. Was not a Pro Bowler that year. Like, that's insane. And so the Hall of Fame holds that against him. Like, the reason why I bring it up is because Kamren Curl is not a Pro Bowler. But it's like he's an all-pro player. 2022, he should have been an all-pro. Fire Poet, thank you for the 2. Have the Rams lost any key players due to signings? So they only lost one player, if you can even call it that. Coleman Shelton, who opted out of his deal, literally signed the same exact deal with the Bears. So it worked out for him because he gets the start, but he probably would have been the starter anyway if he didn't opt out. So I don't know. That doesn't look like he got great advice from his agent. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. So 92 to 8% 199 votes. So 92% of you like the Kamren Curl signing. So if you don't like the Kamren Curl signing, can you tell me why? I want to know. So now we make our backfield our strength and draft Kool-Aid. I like Kool-Aid. So Jake, what do you think we should do at DB if you don't want to draft one in round 1? Well, I'll say this. There's one guy that I watched that stood out to me because I wasn't even watching him. That's how you know. That's how you know it's real. I thought the same thing when I was watching Jaron Hall tape, and number 12 of BYU kept standing out. It was Puka Nacua. I was like, wow, he always knows where the sideline is, always breaking tackles. Now, the problem was I didn't finish his eval, so I didn't have a grade on him. I didn't make a TikTok or YouTube short on him. That is one of my biggest regrets, I think, of last year. But that's the thing. Like, when you, when you're watching for another player and someone else shines, Dwight McLaughlin from LSU, okay, he transfers to Arkansas. Kamren Curl, Arkansas. Transfers to Arkansas, and his film is insane. And I keep seeing this guy, he's going to go in the 5th round. I'm like, put him in a Rams uniform. Are you kidding me? That is the one guy I'm going to, stick my neck out for. That's my guy at cornerback. Dwight McLaughlin out of Arkansas, probably a day 3 pick, should be a day 2 pick. He's an absolute stud. But it's not just him. There are other guys there, Max Milton, Kalen King at a Penn State. There are other corners. You don't need to draft one in the 1st just because you need a corner. You guys know I'm all BPA, best player available. Okay, so Nick, thank you so much for the 2. Should we prioritize JJ3 or Jordan Fuller? So Fuller is probably the guy that you would prioritize if you didn't already get Kamren Curl. But I think JJ3 makes way too much sense. He's not going to cost as much as Fuller. He wants to be a Ram. Jordan Fuller is not even in LA right now. He's visiting Carolina. So clearly, JJ wants to be back. Like, I mean, he basically is like, people are asking him, hey, do you want to come back? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'll be back if they want me back. So he definitely wants to come back. That is a move I would imagine is going to take some time. That might be after the draft. But I actually think he'll be back. I do. And keep in mind also, if he's not back, Nick Scott was also cut by the Bengals. So he could be another option as well. Reuniting. Let's Talk Podcast. Thank you for the 2. Would you like Mike Williams on the cheap? He's not going to be cheap. I got to be honest with you. I'd rather draft somebody. I'm not saying Mike Williams is bad, but he's always hurt. And I'm not trying to, because I still believe in Tutu Atwell. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. And, you already have DeMarcus Robinson. I don't really see the need to go wide receiver here with a Mike Williams. The argument for drafting a receiver is Tutu Atwell is in a 1-year deal essentially. So, this is a contract year for him. And DeMarcus Robinson is literally signed to a 1-year deal. And then you got Cooper Kupp, who if he has another kind of injury-plagued season, I could see them trading him next year. So then you really only have Puka Nacua, right? Ben Skoranek is also a free agent after this year. So I do get drafting a receiver. I don't get going out of your way to sign a 1-year deal. Because the issue is you have all these 1-year guys. Drafting a receiver gives you flexibility long term. That I get. Going after Mike Williams seems, I don't think it would make sense. Plus, if you want them to sign an edge, they're not going to be able to do that if they're paying Mike Williams that money, to be fair. Let's see. Thanks again for the super chat. I appreciate that. Nick, gonna hurt losing Fuller. Played against him in high school. Aw, that's a bummer. Thank you for the 2, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really like Fuller. And, I came away after watching tape after the season, I thought I was a little too hard on him in my, my analysis. There were times where I felt like he could have been better in coverage and whatnot. I thought he played pretty well after the fact. He worked well in match zone. He had a huge pass breakup in a big moment, in a big game. The Baltimore game, I think, is one that really stood out to me. He did get lost in coverage at times. There were miscommunications with Akello, where Akello's asking him, hey, like, do this, and he doesn't really hear him, and so you have a wide open Dallas Goedert, who PFF literally gave the touchdown to Akello when really it was actually Jordan Fuller's fault. He had a couple of those moments, or a few of those moments, but all in all, Jordan Fuller played a really good season this year. I think he's kind of fallen a little underrated after being a little overrated, I would say, a year ago. So, and to be honest with you, if he goes to Carolina, there's a reason why he would go to Carolina. Ejiro Evero is the defense coordinator there. That's the connection, in case you didn't know that. Let's see. Been watching you a while, man. Keep it up. Thank you, Rocco. Appreciate that too. I will definitely keep it up. Don't you worry about that. Let's see here. No Jamal Adams. I don't really think that makes much sense. Thoughts on kicker and special team situation? Special teams, there's not really anybody to sign for special teams. You're going to draft guys. You're going to find guys that, maybe, okay, they're fifth wide receiver, play special teams, but I don't think they're going to put too much of a premium on that. They're just going to draft guys and develop what they have. As far as kicker, draft. There's some really good kickers in this draft. I don't see them signing anybody. Kupp is a lifelong Ram. We'll see. I mean, it seems like his deal is in place. Like, next year is an out for the Rams. They'd save about $12 million if they traded him. So if he has another kind of down year, I could see him getting traded like, a Robert Woods. Am I live streaming the draft? Yes, Alexis and I will be doing our 6th annual draft stream. Jake, in your video, you said you think Rams get Clowney. Why so old, you think? Like, are you asking why is he so old? Or like, I mean, I don't think it's going to matter with Edge. I think they're going to get the best guy for them at this point. If I had to put any sort of money on anything, I wouldn't, because it'd be stupid. But if I had to, I don't think it's going to be Chase Young. That makes too much sense. All jokes aside, I would probably say Hassan Reddick from the Eagles or Josh Sweat. Reddick looks like a Ram. Josh Sweat has a much lower cap hit, so the Rams wouldn't have to play around with the money, take on, an additional... See, that's the thing. Remember the Von Miller trade? Second and third rounder? Everyone was like, wow, that's steep for a guy that had 8 sacks and has barely played this year and is going to be a free agent. Do you know why it was a second and third? I'll tell you. Because the Broncos ate almost the entire deal. So the Rams didn't really have to pay Von Miller anything. Because of that, they were able to get Odell Beckham Jr. They wouldn't have been able to get him on like a regular trade. They had to play around with that number. With Josh Sweat, you can get away with that. It's going to be about like, what, $5 million cap hit? Something like that. It's very low. With Hassan Reddick, you're talking about like 12 to 15, around that. And then you play around with that. And so, okay, yeah, you play around, but now all of a sudden the Eagles are asking for, instead of a 5th rounder or, a 3rd rounder, now they want a 2nd rounder, right? So that's something to be aware of. Yeah, I absolutely think Kamren Curl could have a long-term deal, if it works out. In year 1, if it works out, he has the 2-year deal. I wouldn't be surprised if they extended him. 92% of you like this move out of 375 votes. Jake educating the people? I got to. Let's see. I don't know Trevin Wallace. I know Jeremiah Trotter Jr. That makes me feel old. I remember his father on the Eagles. I had his rookie card. Now his son is going to be in the draft. Awesome. Let's see. New secondary. It's hard to rate the secondary. It's, not even close to a finished product. Hard to know, He's only 24, yeah. Yeah, 6.5 a year for a top safety is bonkers. And the thing is, like, I think he's going to be better, in my mind. Like, I think he'll be better with the Rams. I think he's going to be great for, essentially their scheme. I don't know what that's doing, but... No, the Rams don't still have a Kello because the league year started and he's a free agent. But I know both sides want to reunite, so we'll see what ends up happening. Would I rather have Fields or Zach Wilson for Stafford? Well, Fields. If I get to choose for free, I'd pick Fields. But I believe in Zach Wilson. I think the Jets just didn't... They didn't have everything there. And I'll also say this. I think the New York media has a lot to do with it. Think about this, right? Geno Smith, New York media, completely collapses. Total bust. And now here he is. He's the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He's gone to the playoffs. He's played well. He's the starting quarterback right now. Look at Sam Darnold. I'm not saying he's amazing, but he went from, like, incapable of starting in the NFL to then a starting quarterback for the Panthers, when Baker got benched. And then now he might start with the Vikings. It's the Jets, man. It's not the Jets, it's the New York media. Look at the Giants. Since Eli Manning, Daniel Jones, I think there's a lot of pressure playing in New York. Well, I know they're in East Rutherford, okay? I understand that. Tax purposes, they're in New Jersey. But that New York media is no joke. So, yeah, that's... Philly media is harsh too. Oh, yeah, it is. I just think, like, for a young quarterback going to the, like... Honestly, if a guy like J.J. McCarthy goes to the Giants, I feel like that's a career death sentence. Well, yeah, he could probably handle the media, but I don't know. Just not ideal. Yes, I do. I'll never forget it. And I remember putting out that video that said, with all due respect, I need you to shut up about Caleb Williams. Because problem is, when people have their eyes on something, they become delusional and they don't see other things. And so I had to kind of have, a little bit of an aggressive approach with my content, because I feel like people weren't getting it through their head. This team was good. This team could make a run, So that's how that went. Thank you, Red State. Yes, please hit the like button, thumbs up button. Also, definitely check out Alexis Craft's channel. She's got a video after this you're going to want to watch. 30 minutes long. Made her, debut on Bleacher Report. So, very proud of her. Definitely check that out. Give her a sub. Drop a nice comment under that video. Send LeBron to New York. What? Who should we move up for in the draft? Joe Alt. Big time. Who do I want? Joe Alt. Yeah. When's the deadline with Noteboom, Jake? There's no deadline. Noteboom could restructure at any point. They're cap compliant. They passed. They were under the cap when the league year started. They don't have to worry about it. I imagine it'll be soon. Which DB is your favorite in the draft? Probably Quinyon Mitchell. I would say. I wanted Carson Wentz in 2016. I got a lot of hate for that. I haven't done videos on Chop Robinson yet. I think I stopped at Laiatu. Yeah, I think I stopped at Laiatu. The hell is this shop thing? Tag products? What is this? Oh, it's my content. Oh, okay. Not my content, but my merch. Yeah, I'll put that. There we go. All these products. Okay. Is this still live? Okay, good. We're still live. I was very curious to see how this would work. One word, how? I don't know. I don't know how they got it done, man. I'm not a cap guru. Can I help the refs next year? I mean, I don't know. Can you spam the video, Jake? Like 5 videos a days? Huh? What is that supposed to mean? Let's see. Shout out, Jake. I respect the hustle live streaming on vacation. You know it. Might be a little harder if they do something like that when I'm on the golf course, but... I love it, DVH. Lakers, Yankees, Rams fan. Love it. I've never collabed with them. Nope. Yeah, he is. That was the whole purpose, though. Am I going to upload a video about Cam tomorrow? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe late. I'll keep my streak, though, because I already have the video queued up for tomorrow's news, so...
After midnight, so this keeps your streak.
How? Oh, I already put out 2 videos today. Yeah, I've been on a heater, as people keep posting. Jake's on a heater. Another video. Babe, wake up. Jake just dropped another Rams video. I just saw something. I was gonna answer it because they're like, as soon as I read, you probably won't read this. I'm like, all right, I gotta respond. Samuel, here I am reading it. You probably won't read this, but how big on a scale of 1 to 10 is that announcement you're keeping from us? I mean, I guess it really depends on your outlook, but I mean, you could argue it's a 10. You could argue it's a 10. But you could all, some people look at it like, it's an 8, maybe even a 5. I don't know. I think you could make the argument for a 10. SoCal, thank you for the 5. Jake, do you see the Rams getting Pooney? Hey, Kansas Jayhawk in the house. I really like him. PFF has him rated like Austin Corbett. Yeah, so Dominic Pooney from Kansas, I did a video on. You guys should definitely check that out if you don't know who he is. Essentially, he's somebody that could play all 5 positions on the offensive line. I think he doesn't even need to move. I think he could be left tackle. Really good athlete. He's going to get out in space. Has good, leg drive, can get to the second level, combo block, reach block, does all of that. Just a fluid mover, good in his pass sets. I mean, he plays a little too high. Can cause him to get blown off the ball a little bit, but no, I really like Pooney. It's not just because I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan. I mean, like, wow, I think that motorcycle was legitimately going 140 miles an hour. That was insane. But yeah, I mean, I think Pooney, he's somebody, and I remember you, actually, I was telling you this. I didn't think Pooney was that good. I watched the tape and I was like, because I liked him at Kansas. I thought he was good. I thought he'd get drafted. I didn't think he was that good. Like, he could go in the second round, and I don't think it would be a reach. Like, he's really, really talented. So, SoCal, I'm with you on that. Thank you for the 5. Wildman, thank you for the 10. Enjoy the vacation. Keep up the good content, Jake. Appreciate you. Definitely will be doing that. Let's see. Discord is going to explode tomorrow. Yeah, that was to be expected. Does Kamren signing mean no Fuller return? That's how I'm looking at it. I think it's very unlikely Fuller returns. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't know about that. What happened with Believe in Rams? Why are you off of it? I just decided, I wanted to move on. I'm still working with Believe, still, doing ad reads, on the channel with them. But, I just decided that I wanted to move on. I like doing it a lot, actually, with Cam. Thought we had a great season. It was a lot of fun. Braun is great, CEO, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys should definitely still tune in to Believe in Rams. I don't know who's going to replace us, but we wanted to make sure we went through the full season, not about quitting. I don't feel like that's what we did. We finished out the off season like we said we would, and we just decided, we wanted to move on, and that's really that. But no, it's cool. I mean, being on TV and having you guys send me DMs, that never got old. That was pretty cool. Just randomly, like, you guys would be at the bar, you'd send me like, "Yo, Jake's on TV." My friend Michael King, thank you for the 2. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Are we driving to LA? No, we're driving to Florida. Will I start covering the Lakers and Dodgers? So I actually debated the Lakers, right? I was actually putting Lakers content out. That was before I decided to make this a Rams-only channel. That could change down the road. But right now, we're rolling. We're in the algorithm. YouTube, I've already told you guys, penalizes me for stepping even a little bit out of the niche. So I'm not trying to, F that up. So, yeah, I mean, really right now, just pursuing this Ram stuff. Obviously, Bleacher Report, obviously YouTube. Doing Downtown Rams on here, which will remain here. And then Off the Edge, we're doing, really exclusively on Bleacher Report right now, Cam and I, NFL stuff. And then I do a Yankees show. So if you guys like the Yankees, Yankees Unloaded, check that out on YouTube. I do that with Gary Sheffield Jr. We're really excited about the future of that.
Let's not do a poll on how many Rams fans like the Yankees.
Yeah, let's not do that. No, the Cameron Curl one, though, has 586 votes, and that's a 91% yes for Cameron Curl. Like to see that. Just Rams, please. Yeah, I'm not doing Yankees on here. I separated it on another channel. You like the Yankees? Y'all, you love the Yankee show. Appreciate that, Wildman Samurai. Could the Rams draft Penix? I mean, if he fell to maybe the second round and they look at him as the future after Stafford, I wouldn't be surprised, but you woke up to this? Nelson, I'm happy for you. This is great news to wake up to. It was perfect because, my dad pulled over because he's like, I'm going to shut my eyes. Because we're driving to Florida from New York. I don't know if I made that clear. So that's a long drive, obviously. So we pull over, and I go to grab my phone, and I like didn't even like the information. It just smacked me in the face, and I was like, the Rams cooked. And my dad's like, you know, he doesn't know that lingo that people always, oh, you know, this guy cooked. And he's like, what does that even mean? And I was like, they got Kamren Curl. You guys can find, I definitely talked about Kamren Curl in a couple of the videos that I made before free agency. So this is somebody that's been on my list before. I just didn't think he was on the Rams list. Like, he fits them, but I thought, again, I forget if it was PFF. I think it was PFF. Let me just explain this to you guys about Kamren Curl. PFF had his projected contract as a tag. They thought he was that good that Washington should tag him. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. Like, franchise tag. And they got him for $6.5 million. The Rams cooked. I mean, that's really what happened. I was on the screen at the bowling alley? Like, recently? Or, like, back when I was on Believe in Rams? Like, is Believe in Rams now... is Believe now posting my YouTube stuff on TV? That'd be kind of cool. Sean, oh my goodness. Everyone give Sean a W in the chat. Jeez. Thank you for the 50, man. Appreciate that. That is love. Everyone put a... Wait. Sean, you gave me another 50. Thank you so much. Oh, man. We're not driving. No seatbelt required. Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate that, for real. That means a lot. Again, everyone got to drop a W in the chat for that. That's next level stuff. I mean, geez. Everyone's dropping the W. Sean cooked. Sean Stewart, love your content. Well, I love you, Sean. So, back at you. And insight, yes. You got to have insight. It's the only way. Let's see here. What's up, Johnny? Hey, Jake, like this signing as well. Love what the Rams are doing this offseason. Need Witherspoon back and an edge. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I totally agree with your statement there. I want Witherspoon back. That would actually be, I think I made that pretty clear in my last video, but in case you guys didn't see it, Witherspoon would be like my number one option right now. Then I go out and get an edge defender. You know, I think really, you know, whether it's Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, if you want to go crazy, go after Josh Allen. That's what I would do. You get Josh Allen, I'm not talking about Bills Josh Allen. Uzi says, Jake, I want to see some golf content. So, in case you guys didn't know, I have a channel, not a golf channel. I have a channel that's separate. It's Jake Ellenbogen Extra. So if you want to follow me on my vacation here, any content I post will go on that channel. Because I know a lot of you, you know, you like your Rams stuff separate, and I get that, and I respect it. So the Rams stuff will remain separate. Jake Ellenbogen Extra will be gaming, it will be golfing, it will be vacationing, vlogging, all that stuff will all go over there. So definitely check that out. Jake Ellenbogen Extra is the channel. So Uzi, you will get your golf content on there. I actually just got the Rode Wireless Pros. So, got the lapel mics going. Yeah, gonna get some good audio quality on that. I actually didn't even bring my Shure mic this time, because normally I always bring it, and it, like I carry it around with it looks obnoxious. I mean, you can tell me it looks obnoxious, just carrying a boom arm. But instead, I'm actually using the Rode Wireless Pros, so that'll be my microphone. I brought my camera, so the quality shouldn't be bad. You just don't see the studio lighting, so you guys will figure out pretty quickly the studio lighting just makes it look different. It's a thing. In case you guys ever get into this, just always know that you can have the best camera in the world, but if your lighting is shit, then it's not really going to matter. The signing isn't public yet. I mean, here's the thing. It's reported, but it's not like Jordan Rodriguez already confirmed the signing's done. The Rams haven't announced it yet. So, definite win. Hey, Jesse, what's up? Guys, last second sports, I understand. Guys don't like the Niners. I hate the Niners, but Jesse, who does the NFC West Roundtable with me, that is one of my favorite people in this whole space. So, if you want to get some opposing viewpoints on the rival, that's where you should go. He is outstanding. Let's see. Appreciate you being here, Jesse. Let's see. Where would I rank Penix? It's hard to say. I haven't really evaluated the quarterbacks like I want to. I would say this, and don't hold me this, because like when I watch all the tape thoroughly, not one game here, 2 games here, I want to watch like multiple upon multiple games. Number 1 for me is Jayden Daniels. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft currently. Number 2 is Caleb. Number 3 is Drake May. Number 4, that's tough. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I actually really like I almost said Desmond Ridder. He was my number 1 quarterback in that draft. No, I really like Spencer Rattler. I think he's potentially the Jalen Hurts sleeper of this draft. I believe that. You know, this is a guy that lost his starting job to Caleb Williams. And, you know, he went to South Carolina. And, again, I know a lot of people don't like Rattler, and I understand that. And he doesn't have all these, you know, gaudy numbers. Do you know why he doesn't? Because he's not running these air raid offenses. He's running a pro-style offense at South Carolina. That's going to translate better in the NFL than any of these quarterbacks, you know? So I actually like Spencer Rattler a lot. I think he'd be 4 for me. And the number 5, it's kind of a toss-up between, you know, Penix, McCarthy, and Nix. I'm not really sold on any of them, really. So, yeah, I like Rattler. I think Rattler behind Stafford I'd feel pretty good about, to be honest with you, if they didn't end up getting Wentz back. Let's see. Chop is a beast, can be coached up like Byron. He is a beast, and we'll see what ends up happening. I think somebody with those, you know, those traits and everything, I could see him going in the first round. So, you know, we'll see. Man, I'm so happy about this. Manuel Correa, cool, my son listens to your gaming cast. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Tell your son I said hi. Jake would be sick on Locked On Rams. Yeah, I'm down to go on anytime they want me to come on as a guest. You were thinking of starting a hydroponic gardening channel? You should. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, don't think, just do it. Just start it. Thinking is the reason I'm not at 100,000 yet, because my dad had been telling me to start a YouTube channel since 2016. And I just was like, no, you know, I'm just going to stick to Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Yep, that was smart. That was a great move, Jake. Facebook really killed it there. Yeah, safe to say, I'm glad I made the switch to YouTube back in, it was November 16th, 2020. So, yeah. You put $100 on the Rams making the NFC Championship. Damn. First-time poster, Jake. Huge fan of yours, man. Excellent news about Curl. Nimish, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very happy about the news. Thank you, Jesse. We'll be in touch, I know. Wow, are they aware that what the hell light was that? Dude had a strobe light for his headlights. Did you guys see that shit?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You didn't see that clearly, because... Let's see. Jesse is a real one. Jake would bring his chair if possible, and I don't blame him. Strap the chair to the top of the car. I mean, it's really comfortable. To be fair. Better be. It's an expensive-ass chair. Shout out Hayworth Fern. Oh my lord. So many comments. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. Man, I love this move. I'm so hyped about this move. No joke. Like, wasn't expecting it. Really, based on, like, the way it was looking, it was like, I don't know. I think they're going to go bargain bin hunting. This is not bargain bin. You know, this is like you're splurging, you know? Like, they didn't go after, like, the DiGiorno pizza. They went out and got a freaking New Haven style pizza. That's what they just did. Man, why would I make a pizza analogy? Now I'm going to be hungry the rest of this trip. I'm wanting pizza. Travis said, without Tart drop, we wouldn't have won the NFC Championship game. I respect Travis Rogers. That's absolutely incorrect. The Rams still easily could have won that game. There's still plenty of time left on the clock. Jalen actually dropped 2 interceptions in that game. And furthermore, Ben Skoranek dropped a touchdown, like wide open in the end zone. So, you know, we can play the drop game all we want. End of the day, we know who won. Sorry, Jesse, if you're still in here. Let's see.
Yeah, if you want to play the if game, you got to go through all the ifs.
Yes. Can't just, this fits my narrative. Let's picky choosy. Nah, it doesn't work that way. And it also, it goes back to the whole idea, like, you know, we've talked about this on the channel before, you know, before it became exclusively Rams, you know, we talked MCU stuff. And it's like the idea, like, you change something in time and it changes a bunch of different things. So it's like, okay, well, if Ben Skoranek catches the touchdown, the game's completely different, right? If Jalen Ramsey catches one of those interceptions, completely different, right? So, I mean, you know, you can't just do like, oh, well, if Tart caught it, and honestly, it's sad. And that's the thing, like, that's why I'm actually just such a big fan of a lot of the 49er content creators. You don't get that with them. Like, they've moved on. Like, I mean, that's, you know, that's just fan stuff. You get that all the time. People are passionate. I get it. Would I ever consider doing scouting work? I would not. The reason for that is because it's strenuous travel. I'm a big fan of family, and it's tough when you're constantly on the road. And I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. I feel pretty good about my career to the point where it'll be more lucrative than being a scout on the fly. So, and I've kind of said, I mean, it'd be nice to work in the NFL. Like, it sounds nice and everything. And, you know, to say that I would just turn down any NFL job, I think is a little ridiculous because I have to actually get it and then really think about it. But my biggest thing is I want to do this. So working for Les Snead or working for the Rams wouldn't allow me to do this, you know. And to me, I that would be a deal breaker for me. So that's how I always answer that, because I care about this more than anything. Like, I am so invested in just growing this brand and, you know, this community, which we've done. We're almost at 1,000 people on Discord. 1,000. You know? So that's something. But
Get that seatbelt on.
yeah, I'm gonna get the seatbelt on, because that one person's like, don't forget your seatbelt. It's like, we're not driving, bruh. Don't get on me for that. Let's see. A lot of spamming. Wow, how many messages did you just delete? Person was really spamming, I guess. We all know Jimmy would have thrown a pick 6 anyway. What will be our biggest surprise pick at the draft? I have no idea. Yeah, she's got to put on her seatbelt. It's going to start beeping. Let's see. I think they might sign JJ. How distracting is this, by the way? Should I turn this off?
Keep it on for a bit.
It's hard to leave when you have 462 people watching at 1:19 a.m. It's like, what the hell, man? You guys don't make it easy. What's up, Exotic? Car's moving. Yes, it is. So tomorrow's move is a 10. I mean, you could make the argument. Like I say, it depends on who it is. What do I think about Edgerrin Cooper? Good player. I don't really have too much to say, you know. How's it going, Mystic? I'm the GOAT. Appreciate you, Ruiz. Once again, guys, hit the thumbs up. Costs $0.00 to do it. Like, I always see those comments, and you're spot on. Love you too, Moses. Appreciate you. It's only 10:19 over here, brother. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stop the stream soon because I don't want to be, you know, a pain in the ass. But we're also like, I don't know if you guys listening to the prog band Dream Theater. We were on a Dream Theater kick. We were just listening to Systematic Chaos. So I do also want to get back to that. Appreciate that, Michael. Yes, hit the like. You leaning towards corner, edge, or tackle? First pick, I'm going best player available, but if I can go up and get potentially the best player available, and Joe, I'll do it. Road trip stream? Oh yeah, that's not happening. That would be, let's see, we're 14 hours away.
Yeah.
So that will not be happening. Imagine that, just streaming for 14 hours. Oh my God. Well, that's not unheard of. I streamed for 24 hours. So yeah. And the stupid thing about that, full disclosure, so the 24-hour stream, like Gary and I did it. He couldn't get through it, and he took a nap right before. For me, I didn't like nap like I was supposed to, so I was up for 38 hours, and like my vision started getting fuzzy, and I was like looking on Google, and I was like worried. And also, by the way, if you ever see things like that, like, you know, you're like worried about like, you know, symptoms and stuff, never Google it, because they're going to be like, yeah, you're about to spontaneously combust. So, you know, you always gotta. You remember the 24-hour stream? Hard to forget that. Am I coming anywhere near Virginia Beach? No?
Kind of, but not really.
Kind of.
We're going right down 95.
I know what that means. Appreciate it, JJ. Johnny Ripple. I saw Dream Theater in a little tiny club years ago. Ronnie James Dio came out, sang 4 songs with them. Good night for $25. I'll say.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I know. I can't believe we're already in March. I'm going to be moved into my apartment soon. Think about that. New setup, guys. I mean, technically, this is a new setup. When do you see me in the car? Why not fly to Florida, Jake? Have you seen Boeing? Are you kidding me? No, I'm kidding. But it's honestly, it's wicked expensive to fly. You know, the deals aren't as good as they used to be. That's really the reason. I'm not scared of flying. I used to fly all the time. I mean, flew to LA, 3 times. Flew to Mobile 3 times. But it's just not. I don't think it's worth it. Where do I think Odell goes? I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, driving from New York to Florida is a trip for sure. I enjoy it though. I'm kind of weird. Like, I guess not. I mean, I think it really depends on who you go with. I mean, I have my sister in the backseat. She's out like a light probably, but I like the company I'm with right now. If I was going to Florida with people with bad taste in music, bad breath, and just were annoying to be around, then yeah, okay, maybe the drive would suck. But 49ers fans. Monty, thank you so much for the 5. My brother Jake, let's go Ramley. Appreciate you. Why am I driving to Florida? It's the only way to do it. No, again, all jokes aside, it costs a lot of money to fly. So.
And rent a car.
And rent a car. Yes, that's a. Oh, yeah. And honestly, like, Uber and Lyft were so much easier to use back when I was going to Mobile. And they were still, like, expensive as shit. Now they're so expensive. It's, like, not even... I don't know how you do it.
Not worth it. Drunk driving's going up again.
Drunk driving's going... Yeah, I know. How's the fam and what's up, Jake's dad, says exotic soy sauce.
Barely me.
Tell your dad to crank up some Van Halen. Oh, we'll definitely be listening to Van Halen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely. We'll probably have to listen to I Can't Drive 55 home, because where we live, for whatever reason, there's a speed limit of 55 on the highway. I don't know what bozo came up with that, but that's why, like, literally Sammy Hagar wrote a song about it, because it was that friggin' stupid. Will the news be in the AM or PM? I work nights. Ruiz, thank you for the 2. I don't know. I couldn't even make a guess. I just know it's Friday. Sorry. Any news on Burns? Oh yeah, Burns is a Giant. Monty traded to the Giants, unfortunately. I'm for it. I didn't want to pay $30 million to an edge defender who is kind of iffy against the run.
How many more pressures did he have than Michael Hoyt?
1. Yeah, I know.
10 times as much.
Yeah. Should we re-sign Johnny Johnson and Akella Witherspoon? Of course. Get them both back. I bet you no one goes 55. No. Nope. That's why it's stupid. Jake still hasn't dropped his mock draft. There's a reason for that. But that will come out end of March, my first mock draft. And here's the thing. I know damn well that dude's all over the road. I know damn well that I can make, Not hating on that, by the way. You want to do that, that's, all you. But I want to give you really, like, quality content. So I don't want to just throw out mock drafts left and right, clickbait, essentially. Have, like, half-ass videos. That's not really my thing. That person is weaving. Yeah, there's this trucker that's, like, all over the road right now. I don't know. You never like to see that. They're weaving like a snake. Byron Murphy II, wouldn't rule it out. Am I going to a spring training game? I hope so. I'd like to. Let's see. The chances of landing Latu. I mean, I think they have a good chance of drafting him. The thing about the neck injury that I was bringing up to my dad, I mean, I think teams will just take him right off their board for that. I wanted Van Ginkel too. He would have been so good in this defense. Tyrell Dodson went to the Seahawks. Not happy about it.
How much did Van Ginkel sign for?
$10 million a year. Sounded like the guy they actually kind of wanted the most. So with Van Ginkel, they thought they were going to wait because they were like, he's asking for 10. His market probably will drop a bit. And then the Vikings gave him 10 right out of the gate. He took it. So. Eternal Rams fan, thank you so much for the 5. What's up to the real face of the Rams, JKB? Believe it, and we will be world champions. Appreciate you, man. We're doing well. We're doing well over here. Peoples-Jones is up for grabs. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate that. We're doing well. Ian, thank you for the 5. Give us a tease if you can on what big news is happening for Rams tomorrow, possibly. Great work as always. We'll talk soon. I feel like I already teased you guys just by telling you there's going to be big news. I can't really say anything else. I can't say if it's good, bad. I can't say if it's a trade. I can't say if it's a sign. I can't say anything. It's painful, honestly. Hope everyone's having a great night. Abe T, thank you so much for the 20. I really appreciate that. What should the Rams do next to Jones? I mean, I would have gotten Tyrell Dodson, Christian Roseboom, who wasn't awful last year, by the way. He's a solid player. I stomp casuals for fun. Thoughts on the new Invincible episode? Believe it or not, I have not seen it. But I'll have plenty of time to see that. So, my favorite second round corner? I don't know. TJ Tampa out of Iowa State. I like him. I mean, I definitely prefer Curl over Fuller and John Johnson. And I love John Johnson. And I really like Fuller. But yeah, Curl is a great pickup. I don't get your opinion on the new pickup at safety. Can you tell me real quick? Yeah, if you missed it, guys, my thoughts on Kamren Curl is he's somebody that comes in. The question is not, right away is he going to start? He's 100% going to start. The question is he going to wear a C on his chest? Okay, he's that type of guy. And I think he sets the tone. I think you already have a guy that's very similar to him in Quentin Lake. People look at that as a negative. I think they can play in unison. They both, can go up in the box. They both can blitz. They can stop the run. They can play the pass. Curl's gotten so much better in coverage. But he's, like I said, I think he might actually be the best run supportive safety in football, which is huge. I mean, people forget because everyone, recency bias. People just remember that the Lions ran over the Rams in the first half. People forget the last 9 games of the season, the Rams were a top 10 run defense. And we're probably top 3, honestly, if I'm being real. So they need to keep that. I think that is an ingredient. Even if the pass is not, the defense in the passing game isn't great, if they can annihilate the run game to the point where no one can run against them and then they're running against everybody, that creates almost like a counteract. So now, essentially, you're the one running, you're killing the clock, they can't. So it puts them in a bad spot. And I think that's something the Rams really, they played off of last year. Let's get these thumbs up to 300. We're at 267. What car are you riding in, Jake? So it's my car. My dad's driving currently. This is a Toyota Corolla 2020. In my opinion on DJ Reader, he's an absolute stud. He needs to stay healthy. If he does, the Lions have an absolute stud. We lost because we punted with 3 minutes left. I don't know if it's fair to just throw it all in that. Because you could say a bunch of different things. You could say they lost because they didn't score in the red zone. They lost because at the end of the game, Puka Nacua not only was held, so it would have been defensive holding. Not only was it a pass interference as well, if you didn't, see the hold, it's pass interference. But he also got hit late by Alex Anzalone. There were 3 penalties on that one play on Puka Nacua, and they swallowed the whistle. The roll stat screw job for you. We knew that was evident. I made that very clear. I was not going to let that go by the wayside. I made a video on it. People thought I was crazy. No, it's not. And he ended up affecting the game. It's funny. It's one of those games where, it was only the wild card, right? And the Rams lost 2 Super Bowls to the Patriots. And, they were decently close. The second one, not as much. But, there, that, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, that one account shared, that one thing you'll never get over. I'll never get over that game. I'll never get over the Rams-Lions game. The Rams were the better team. They were the hottest team in the league down the stretch. No team was hotter. I'll never get over that Lions game because I feel like the Rams, they didn't get a fair shake at the end to actually win the game. And it's another thing to, it's one thing to not give Puka Nacua those calls. It's another thing to throw a flag on Rob Havenstein for, doing his best essentially to block, Aiden Hutchinson. While Hutchinson is doing a rip move, you can't call a hold on that. The way he has him back, it's not a hold. So to throw a flag for that was just absolute BS because it kind of looked one-sided after that. You're not going to call, the obvious 3 hits on Puka Nacua, but then you're gonna call that, or
the roughing on Stafford.
Yeah, and then the roughing on Stafford, where you're allowed to try to murder somebody on the field. It just I didn't like it, and I didn't like the way they tackled all night. I said that I didn't like the Lions dove at You know, I didn't like the way they dove at, players' knees. There was just something off that night. That's one game I will never get over, and I don't care how that makes me look. I don't care if that's salty. I don't care. I'll never get over that game. The Patriots game I was over after the Super Bowl. The second one, I was just glad that they made it. Because what did I tell you when they lost? I said, I'm just glad that we got to watch the Rams in the Super Bowl again, because they're going to be back. I have no doubt about it. If you believe in Sean McVay, so I had, it took a little bit longer than maybe I expected, but they got back. They won the damn thing.
I'm still not over the first one.
Well, the first one, that's different. First one was like close. That had a ton of BS in that. I mean, the first one was so bad with the officiating. A lot of those penalty flags they didn't throw that they should have, they reinforced in the offseason. So the things the Patriots got away with in that Super Bowl, they reinforced those penalties in the offseason. They put a heavy emphasis on that. He's a great tackler, yeah. No, he is. Now I sound like a Saints fan. Well, the only difference is it's just I'm bitter about that game, but the Saints fan, if I sound like a Saints fan, I'd be complaining about every loss. I mean, I'm not doing that. Patriots won. There was a phantom hold on John Sullivan, that momentum. It was 0-0. Todd Gurley got over midfield, and they had a shot, and then they called it back. But aside from that, I mean, the Patriots won the game pretty fair and square, I would say. But the Lions game left a bad taste in my mouth and made me not even like the Lions anymore.
That was multiple bad calls in a row.
It was multiple. But it was also the BS hits too. We all saw it. The Puka Nacua hit, Kyron Williams, I remember tweeting it out. Gee, I don't remember the Rams having this many guys in medical tents over Sean McVay's whole tenure. And there were 5 different instances where guys were in the blue tent. Jalen Wright would be interesting. Reddick is a Ram. We'll see. Who will be the number 1 wide receiver if they get Witherspoon back? Do you mean number 1 corner? I mean, if you mean number 1 corner, I think Witherspoon is still number 1 corner over Darius Williams. Yeah, it felt that way. Yeah, the 3 concussion protocol tent visits. Yeah, that's normal. Any opinions on Braden Fisk out of FSU? Yeah, he could be an option in the second round. He might go in the first, but he could be a nice option in the interior. Guys, let's get it to 300. Thumbs ups. Over 1,000 votes on the poll. 89 say they like the signing. 1,000 votes, 89% say they like the signing. Do you like the signing?
I love it.
You love it? Okay, cool. My dad loves it. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, okay, so Aeneas Williams wasn't on the Super Bowl team that won. He was on the second one.
That lost.
I think so, right? He wasn't on. He never wore the blue and yellow.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I feel like Kamren Curl is like an Aeneas Williams pickup, but he's super young.
Well, and Aeneas Williams was cornerback.
But the thing about Curl is that he's like a hybrid linebacker safety. It's like you have 2 Quentin Lakes on the field, but Kamren Curl is like way more like experienced. I mean, he's just a better player. But I love Quinn Lake. Who gets number 31? Oh, I have no idea. I mean, so Nick Hampton's 31 right now, and Kamren Kurtware's 31, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken.
Williams wore 31.
I thought he wore 35. 31, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to think. 31. Adam Archuleta wore 31. Who else wore 31? Oh, Keep Tilly wore 21. I was going to say.
It's Cromwell's number.
Yeah, Archuleta had 31. Yep. Lake's really good, yes. Oh, 31. Robert Rochelle wore 31 as well. Then he switched to 8. That's how I knew he was gone. I don't think anybody does well wearing 8 on the Rams. Well, that's not true. Matt Gay, but then they got rid of him. So they let him go. How is Cam an upgrade over Jordan Fuller? Way better in the run game. I think he is better in coverage. He's actually younger than Fuller, believe it or not. And this is somebody that, like, he just plays close to an elite level most of the time. And he's a tone setter. And I thought we saw that out of Jordan Fuller when he first became a starter. I feel like we saw that a lot less because he was getting banged up a lot. So I think he had to change the way he played, to be fair to him. So, yeah. That's another thing. Curl's a way better athlete. I wouldn't say no more Nick Scott reunion because I think Nick Scott, JJ are kind of in that same tier group. Like, you're talking about $2 to $3 million a year. I wouldn't be surprised if either are back. I wouldn't be surprised if they're both back. Entirely it. If Curl was drafted in the first round, he'd probably have 3 Pro Bowls by now. But he was drafted in the 7th, and he played for the Commanders, who literally have changed their name 3 times. Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders. He's played for 3 different teams in the same location. I did not give up on Russ East. I like Russ East. But I like these guys more. That's the way it comes down to. We're 10 away from 300 thumbs up. Jalen Ramsey liked a tweet regarding a potential Rams reunion. Could you imagine that? And just like, you know what? I'm just going to bring back Jalen Ramsey, Darius Williams. Wait until Von Miller gets cut, sign him for $750K. Oh, man. Andrew Whitworth. Like, the whole... I could actually see that.
Let's get Roman Gabriel.
Yeah, Roman Gabriel. They just refund the trade. How does that work? Do they just give Hunter Long back and a 3rd rounder this year and be like, all right, we'll take Jalen back? I like the Curl signing as well, Brandon. Let's see. Anyone on the roster year 2 or year 3 jump, Ryan? Durant, THT, Evans, McClendon, Bruss. I mean, call me crazy, but Logan Bruss was a 3rd round pick, and he didn't even get a chance to really like develop because his first year he's playing in preseason and everyone's like crapping on him because he's not doing well. Mind you, he was playing right guard, which he was a tackle in college. So they moved him to tackle recently. But he's playing right guard, and he's next to all these guys that aren't going to make the team. And then he tears his ACL. So his whole rookie year is spent rehabbing, not getting better. And then his second year, he's trying to make the team, doesn't make the team, goes on the practice squad, and we don't see him. So behind closed doors, he could be working out well. They signed him to a futures deal. But yeah, I'm not really sure about Logan Bruss. I don't think we know who he is. I don't think we, can guarantee he's this or that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being like a David Edwards, who ends up stepping up down the road. I think a lot of people are forgetting about him. I like that you brought him up. But as far as what you were saying, I think the most likely, third-year guy or whatever, I think it's Kobe Durant. Durant had a great rookie year, but it was plagued with injury. This year, they asked him to play completely out of his position and play in the star, and it didn't really work that well. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like Quentin Lake, right? So they moved Quentin Lake there when he got, healthy and everything, and they moved Durant to the outside. When Durant was playing on the outside, I thought he played pretty damn well. Go back and watch the Saints game. I thought he did a nice job for the most part. Maybe one lapse in coverage or something like that, but the guy has crazy ball skills, really good instincts. Don't let a sophomore slump make you forget about what he did his rookie year. I think he can be something. Sean Stewart, thank you so much for the 20. You're on a heater here. Go watch running backs Benson, Stimmy, and Davis. Yak studs. Oh yeah, Trey Benson's a monster. Stimmy's huge, and also played at Notre Dame and played with Kyron Williams, I think, 1 year. So that'd be kind of cool. Davis, who's Davis? I don't know who Davis is. I'll have to look them up. I like Braylon Allen, and I like Dylan Laub, and I like the guy from Louisville. When are you coming to SoFi, Jake? Hopefully this year. That's the plan. Sean Stewart, thank you for the 5. Penix is a beast with protection, the worst under pressure. Yeah.
Sounds like Jared Goff.
Can you hear me now?
It's a Verizon commercial.
Can you hear me? Hello? It muted me, but I never hit the mute button. What the freak? That was bizarre. Everyone's like, Jake! You're muted! Yes, my king. I'm back.
You just told them what's going on.
Yeah, you guys missed it. I was telling you exactly what's going on tomorrow. It's a shame. Can't repeat myself. Okay, now that's teasing. That is teasing.
That was my fault.
Yeah, my dad's a bad influence. Whatever. Oh man, my neck is gonna be so messed up. Oh no, it's worth it. Oh, that's true. Hold on a sec. There we go. Neck pillow, baby. It's okay, I read your lips. Ray Davis. I've heard of him. We're 6 away from 300 likes. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I gotta stop saying thumbs ups. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell is a thumbs ups? Is the Manta sleep thing really worth it? Well, let's put it this way. I can't sleep. And then I put that thing on, boom. So, yeah, it's definitely worth it. I recommend the sound mask because if you like listen to podcasts or, like for instance, my dad has this Fu Mellow playlist, perfect for it, by the way. You can listen to it. It's 20 plus hours of battery life. You throw the thing on, all you see is black, right? Completely pitch black. And then you put it, it's like a headband essentially. So like, you know, right in like your ear holes, you have the these razor thin speakers, and it connects to your phone, and you can, you know, you can turn up the volume, you can crank it, you can lower it, but it helps me go to bed. So yeah, I'd say it's worth it. But if you don't want to get the sound mask, you don't have to. There are other ones there. You can use my promo code JKBogan to get 10% off your Man Asleep purchase. It's funny, you asked me that and I literally did an ad read without doing an ad read. But I'll also say this, and I made this clear about my other sponsorships in the past. I do not work with a sponsor if I don't believe in what they're selling, what their product is, and if I don't use it. So, Man Asleep, I have that mask. I don't have it on me right now. It's in my luggage, but I do have it. There's a thumbs up. Love your stuff, my dude. Keep it up. Horns up. Appreciate it. Alright. I am not in Florida yet. Not quite. 13 hours and 22 minutes. Headed to Florida. 2 more likes. Someone unliked it. I don't think we're definitely not in Jersey. We are.
No, we're in Maryland.
Maryland.
We're getting close to Baltimore.
Yep. Darks, appreciate that. We signed Cam Curl from the Commanders. 24-year-old safety, stud. Had a little bit of a down year because they traded away 2 of their best pass rushers. That's stress on the secondary. But his 2022 season is his best season. Not playing in a contract year, so that's who he is. And, you know, I really think they're getting somebody that can be a game changer. I'm live on the road. I'm thinking I'm probably going to log off here in a little bit, but I'm not responding to most of your chats. Yeah, you have to understand, there's been a lot of chats. I wasn't expecting this. Is this your first time being to Florida? More like over 10 times I've been to Florida. Over 20, okay. Too many damn chats. Yeah, it's hard. Are we signing Witherspoon tomorrow? No. I wish, though. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do. That's not what I'm saying is the big thing. So, Chase Young worth it? I mean, it depends. I mean, if he asks for $30 million, no. But I mean, from what I'm hearing, a 1-year, $12 million deal. I mean, I'd definitely say that's worth it. Mario, appreciate that. Oh, I'll have to let you guys know how this is. I found this. Where did we stop? Was
The Delaware house.
Yeah, so Delaware, they had this replenish. You guys know I'm like trying to cut out all like sucralose type of stuff. So this drink has stevia in it, and I'll let you guys know how it tastes. Not now, but I will at some point. The problem is, it's like what I told you. If I get hooked on this, I've never seen this before. I have to go to Delaware just to get this shit. So yeah, pomegranate, acai. Yeah, we'll see. Sean, appreciate it. Gas money for pops. Try C4s. Does C4... I didn't know... C4 doesn't have stevia, right? I don't think it does. It is the 7-Eleven drink. Damn, Alex, you're good at that. No, I know C4 is sugar-free, but does it have sucralose in it? Because that's the thing. I'm trying to avoid that. Michael, thank you. Love the show, Jake. Jack Youngblood, one of my favorite Rams. Same age as your pops. Based on your video today, Rams are screwed with cap space. Do they have to restructure Cup and others now? I wouldn't say they're screwed. I just think, like, we just have no idea, you know, because keep in mind, just because it's 6.5 average annual value for a Cam Curl, for instance, I mean, his cap hit in 2024 might be, you know, backloaded. So his cap hit in 2024 might be like $2 million, you know? So it's not just like, that's the thing that's important to realize. Like, we don't know. I was just guesstimating. The cap hits for, like, Parkinson and, you know, and Curl and Darius Williams, they could all be $1 million. We don't know. There's ways to get around the cap. I'd be down to pick up Trey Sermon. Definitely. I'm really happy about the Curl signing too, Falco. Yeah, I posted 2 videos earlier. Yeah. That was a big thing of mine. I was like, I'm going to make sure I have some videos for you guys. I already recorded the one for tomorrow, so I'll post that whenever the news breaks. They definitely did. What's that sound? Is that my... Oh, it's this. That beeping, that whole time was my watch.
What was it telling you?
It's literally just giving me directions while this thing's going on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, appreciate you guys. I am going to head out. I know it's really hard for me to do that with all these people, but it's been a fantastic stream. I'm glad I did this. I never do this. I'm going to start doing this. You like the cut? Appreciate that. It's very fresh and new. Wanted to cut off more off top, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. Oh, before I go, check out Jake Ellenbogen Extra. If you want additional content, you want to follow my Florida trip, whatever I post on there, we'll go on there. And check out Alexis Craft's channel, okay? She just posted a Rams video. I want everyone here that is starved for Rams content to go over there and watch her video. It's 30 minutes long. She made her debut on Bleacher Report. And then give her a nice comment and subscribe. All right. Appreciate you guys.